kids you have?
It's confidential.
But if the amount you say is not putting any of them in any risk, is it?
Depends. What if they want to annihilate my entire bloodline?
Well, but the more kids you have, the harder that is for them.
Correct. And if they don't know how many there are, it's even harder.
Is it more than 5?
Do I answer? It's more than 5.
Is it more than 10?
I can't give you any more information than that, I'm afraid.
Yeah. Well, I respect that, but I've still got to do my job.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. But yeah, you know, because perhaps after they assassinate me, they might go for the future saviors of Earth. It's like John Connor.
Is that why you're having so many kids? Because the bloodline, the Tate surname.
This is an interesting conversation. We might disagree on this one. I think it's the masculine imperative to have as many kids as possible. And I think the only reason men don't have a bunch of kids with a bunch of women is because they're afraid of their woman getting mad at them and yelling at them. I think that men, if you were to be honest with yourselves in the mirror, you would say, I want a bunch of kids with a bunch of beautiful women. But they don't, because they meet one woman who they love, which is fine. And they know that if they have more than one woman to have kids from, they have kids outside of their marriage, it's going to upset their wife, which is fine. I'm not hating on them. I'm saying that it's not what they want. They're allowing the woman's feelings to trump their biological imperative, which again is fine. But then you have to sit and think, is my bloodline and my biological imperative and my offspring and my dynasty less important than the feelings of a crying woman who I pay her bills anyway? I don't know, is it?
But in 1,000 years, your bloodline will be gone. Or in 1,000,000 years, your bloodline will be gone. Or in
Disagree.
In 100 million years, your bloodline will be gone.
Tates will always exist into eternity, masters of Aikido. And I will make sure that is true. So, as a man, you have to weigh up. You have to sit and say, okay, I want as many children as possible from beautiful women because I want to recreate as much as possible because that's my masculine imperative. However, it's going to upset the woman who I love, so I'm going to allow her feelings to be more important than my dynasty. I understand why most men make that decision, but then you have to sit and say, well, perhaps if you're in a situation where you're a billionaire and you can financially take care of all these children and all these families, and then perhaps if you believe that you're going to raise the children to resist the matrix and they're going to be future freedom fighters, perhaps you having as many as possible is even more important. Perhaps now it's actually imperative that it is more important than the female's feelings. Even if the woman has a mental breakdown, even if she cries her eyes out, even if she says, why do you have kids with all those chicks? Why is she pregnant again? I have to save the world.
So do you, okay, so I get that. So the wives and the girlfriends, do they all know this is what you're doing?
Well, they're watching this. Love you. No, I'm talking hypothetically.
No, you're not.
I am.
You're not.
I'm saying, would I be a man in my heart if I allowed a woman's feelings to try to trump my biological incentives and my ability to save humanity into the future and my dynasty and my bloodline? Because one woman whose bills I pay is going to get sad about it. What is the logical decision as a man? Baby, it's okay. You're my favorite. Yeah, she has a kid, but you're my favorite. Here's a Bentley. And then, you know? The problem is, this is basically all women's fault. Because women are slow. If men grew babies, it would take 2 weeks. 9 months to make a single baby. And you're worried about me having them with someone else. Well, if you'd get it done, if you gave me one a week, we'd be fine. That's 52 a year. That's enough. If you're going to tell me that across 5 years, the best I'm going to get is 3 little babies, sounds like a skill issue.